Some celebs pull up loco. You know we up next, pull up bobos. They gon' be there on repeat, they like, oh no. Where's the mix it up, let's take a photo now. For now, I'm loco. For now, preserve the beat, I'm more loud. I said I'm more loud. I'm more loud.
Yes, my peoples, big up yourself, big up the whole metric community. Come on, man, you know I'm here with a quick update like I always am. Let me just set this up so that if any sort of updates come true whilst we're speaking, we can get straight into it. Come on. So yeah, man, smash the likes, my peoples, man. Let's get straight into it, man. There's news coming out about 44 million bids. Lavia. It's gone mad. It's gone crazy. It's gone crazy. I'm going to share my screen and we'll get straight into it as we do. Cool. So we've got this now. This is Carrington. This came out earlier on today, about 6 hours ago. Man United is opening the gates to Carrington. This is the new Carrington that Sir Jim has just built up. 50 million, I think it cost. And it basically says they're allowing fans now to come and get the ultimate glimpse behind the curtain. So you get to see exactly what's going on. It's going to cost you £100 every time. You know, there's going to be a lot of people that's going to look at it and say, I want to go. Do you know what I'm saying? Especially like people from, you're coming down as a tourist, a holiday, you want to get the full experience. The training ground experience are due to take place during the off season in June and July. So basically, whilst the season finishes, you can come through and check out Carrington, etc. Places are understandably limited, priced at £100. The package will begin with an all-access tour of Old Trafford, including the dressing rooms, tunnel, museum, and megastore. Fans will then board a club coach to Carrington to see an inner sanctum of United's day-to-day home. Supporters will visit the state-of-art dressing room, gym, swimming pools, recovery areas, press conference room, media studios, and players' lounge. That's actually all right, you know. When I'm actually thinking about it now, £100 isn't that bad because you've got normal. When you go and check that out on a normal thing, it's costing you about £40 anyway, £50. That's just you going to the stadium. So you add another 50, you get on a coach. You know what I'm saying? You feel a bit more to it. It does feel like a day out, especially you get the kids. It's a bit different. And then you get to go to the new Carrington and then see what it's all about. They've got PlayStation 5s in there. They've got all the trophies. So, yeah, man, it's dope. It seems like a good experience. So we'll see what happens with that one anyway. But, yeah, that's there. For anyone interested in going to the new Carrington while the transfer window is open and the season's finished, £100, mate. Just get your £100 ready and you'll be good. And then we've got this. Mark Oldens came out today. He spoke about a few things and he said Manchester United plan to strengthen their midfield options in the next summer's transfer window is being shaped by the prospect of shaving £1 million a week of the club's wage bill and reinvesting the savings on players capable of adding youth, energy, and long-term value to the heart of Ruben Amorim's team. The financial boost of such savings will enable the club to compete for the signings required to complete the next phase of the squad rebuild under Director of Football Jason Wilcox and Ruben Amorim. So basically, the players that he's talking about there to save the £1 million is Casemiro. His contract finished at the end of the season. Sancho's contract finished at the end of the season. Rashford, if Barcelona take it on and they go, you'll have £1 million a week coming off the bill. Then you can just go and get players like Belieber, give them £100 a week. Basically, you could split your money to half, and you get more players that are here for the long term, where it actually makes more sense. Casemiro's gonna do what, 1 more year, 2 years? That's about it. Smash the likes, my peoples, man. You know we're always here. We're always getting into it, man. Smash these likes. Subscribe if you're new. So yeah, that's the players that he's talking about. He's talking about Casemiro. He's meant to be on 350 a week. Sancho's meant to be on about 300, 275. Rashford's meant to be on about 300, and then Harry Maguire's on something like 2 or 190. So as soon as they go, £1 million's off the wage books, and then we can obviously invest that in a different aspect of the thing. So cool. Let me what's that there? Let me get a few of these comments quick and I'll get into it. Big up yourself, Mike, man. I hope you're good. Kaylee, I hope you're straight as well. It's been a minute, man. Trust me. It's been a minute, man. I'm back, man, properly. Lavia, nice, too injury prone. Yeah, that's what we looked at it and said as well. Way too injury prone. I think he's been injured more than he's actually played. Lavia's been injured more than he's actually played for Chelsea. It's crazy. Chelsea fans, they like him, but then they hate him at the same time. It's crazy. Since 22, he's had 5 hamstring injuries, muscle tear, 5 problems. Bro, Lavia comes on and literally he will go down and you just know he's injured. Anytime he goes down, you know, like you watch certain games, a man might go down, you think, he goes down, you know he's injured. It's a myth. So let me get into the rest. This is the Lavia stuff anyway, so you can see exactly what happened with Lavia. So this is what happened. Look, Manchester United rejected Chelsea's offer of Romeo Lavia as part of the deal that saw Alejandro Garnacho's move to Stamford Bridge, ultimately for 40 million due to concerns over the 21-year-old's fitness. So, Charlie, you're spot on, mate. You're spot on, Charlie. The fitness, we looked at that and said, this is a good player. He will do the job in our DM role. This is someone we need. But his fitness is crazy. The guy barely plays. I think he's been injured more than he's played games. I think they bought someone. Is it Estavio? I think Estavio or someone like, who is it, Estavio? There's a player that they've bought. It might have been Joao Pedro or something. Someone that they've bought that's just came in has played more games than Lavia already. And he's only played 11 games in the season. We've only played 11 games this season in the Prem. And I can't remember which one it is. It might be Joao Pedro, it could be Estavio, it could be Garnet. I don't know. They've played more games than Lavia already. It's crazy. So, yeah, we rejected that one day. They tried to throw him in there because they wasn't trying to pay the whole money. Remember, they tried to say Nkuku at first. They were talking about Nkuku. We said no. Then we was talking about Santos. There was all these talks. Chukwuemeka. There was a lot of talks about who we're going to swap. Bare swap deal talks. But obviously, ultimately, we just got the cash, which is the best thing. Because Lavia, I'm not on that. I think he's a very, very good player. But the injury is crazy. The injury thing, he's always injured. It doesn't make no sense. Big up yourself, Genghis, man. I hope you're good, bro. You're still a believer. We need to bring him in. You lot saw what Fabrizio said about Belieber yesterday. He said Belieber is still there. He's still big on our list. So we'll see. Who will be your number 1 pick for the midfield? My number 1 pick. We're going to get into the midfield in a minute, Johnny. Don't worry. I'm going to show you like that anyway. You know there's always talks about midfield every day. I'm going to show you like that in a minute. And I'll show you exactly who I want, etc. Lavia is decent, but he's worse than Tony Martial injury, right? Exactly. And the way we're going right now, the only injury that we've got is Sesko. We've got the least injuries in the league. So we're doing something right. The last thing we need is to go and get someone like this. Luke Shaw, we've been keeping him fit. Mason Mount, we've been keeping him fit. So it's long going to get someone like this. But cool, man. So that's the Lavia situation. Concerns over his fitness messed up his move. You know what I'm saying? What's this about? Whatever happens in the future, transfer window, the days of United signing aging stars for big fees on big wages, including Casemiro, Varane, Cristiano Ronaldo, are gone. They're over, mate. We all know this anyway. Ineos ain't playing that game where they come in, they sign these guys that are the new stars. We won't go and get Vinicius Jr. now. We won't do that no more. That's not stuff that we do. We go for the next biggest talents. As you can see with Mbeumo and Cunha. They weren't the biggest names in the world. They were just good for their teams and we went for them. United are now playing a longer game and have identified the need for smarter recruitment and sensible spending. The building blocks are already being put in place for next summer's transfer window. So Mark Oden just saying, basically, yeah, we're not signing none of these. We're not spending mad peas and salaries. It's the wages. So if we can get a good player that's going to be on low wages, no problem. But it's very unlikely that you can do that. So we're not going to go for the biggest players on the market, etc. All of that is dead. So forget about it, mate. So there's people that will talk about certain players. Like there will be someone that will put a report out, like the Sun. Man United are interested in Camavinga or someone that's going to cost us 100 million. We're not going to do that. It's not going to make no sense. We got this about Elliot Anderson. This is obviously from Percy, Jay Percy, and he is from the Midlands. Remember this, guys. He's a journalist that's from Nottingham Forest, that sort of side. Do you understand? He's from the Midlands. Midlands is where Nottingham Forest is. Midlands football reporter. And he's come out today, and this is what he said about it. Nottingham Forest value Elliot Anderson at 100 million plus amid Man United and Newcastle interest. No chance of January sale, but summer bids expected. 5-year contract signed in June 24 contains no clauses or buyback sell on. So Forest can demand a huge fee. This is what he's saying. Ben Jacobs came out the other day and said something. Can sign in for peanut butter, but the geezer who has inside knowledge things. No one's saying he's going to go in January. But yeah, anyways, Ben Jacobs seems to think something else though. He said that he's not going to be 100 million. So it's up to you lot who you lot believe. Do you lot believe John Percy, or do you not believe Ben Jacobs, he's been on it? This is what Ben Jacobs said about 3 days ago. Let me show you the exact date. Look at that. 13th of November, 4 days ago in the United stand. And he come out here and he said, listen, I believe his price will exceed 50 million, but it definitely will not reach 100 million. It depends on several factors. Apparently, there's certain things involved where it cannot be over 100 million. So I don't know. Jay Percy, who is from Midlands, so he might have a little inside scoop, or he's just briefing for them, saying it's 100 million. He's putting it out there, so maybe they can get the closest they can to 100 million. Remember, that Nottingham Forest owner, he's a bit dodgy. That Mavropanos, whatever he is, he's not going to let him go for peanuts. He's not letting him, he's not budging. He seems like an arsehole, like he's not letting him go. So we'll see. But Ben Jacobs is saying over 50, but under 100. John Percy's coming out here today and saying that it's going to be 100 million plus. So which one are we going to believe? Who knows? But that's one for the summer. Newcastle sold him for 30 million. So what, are they going to come back in and what, buy him for 100 million? Does that make any sense? Have you ever seen Newcastle spend more than 100 million on a player? I can't see it happening. I know they bought Watermaid for about 90 million or whatever, but that's the closest. I don't know. We'll see what happens with that one there. But that's what John Percy's saying, that Anderson is going to be 100 million. But he is obviously a journalist from that area. This is the same thing like with Mbumo. We had the West London journalists saying different stuff to Fabrizio and that, because they're getting briefed from the club. The club is telling them, put this out from now. So it is what it is. And obviously, to let you lot know, Ben Jacobs and Fabrizio and that, they all said the same thing about Belieber, Anderson, all of that. None of them are looking at January. They're not going to happen in January. It's all going to be summer. World Cup and then boom. We got this about this young gem. Man United and Brighton appear to set the lock horns over Olympiacos wonder kid, Christos Mouzakidis, after he won an esteemed award. He won Tuttosport's Golden Boy Web winner, which honors the best under-21s players competing in Europe, after earning over 1 million votes from fans across the world. I've never heard of him in my life, but obviously he's probably been voted for like the Greek awards, etc. Both Brighton and Man United have been eyeing the youngster for over a year after he burst onto the scene with Olympiacos and are keeping tabs. Mouzakidis ahead of the January transfer window. Mouzakidis' market value starts at 13.2, but his asking price is expected to be multiplied by January. So what is going on with this kid? He looks like he's 12, mate. He looks young though. But big up him, man. 13.2 is crazy. Do you know what I'm saying? 13.2. That's what we paid for with Mazraoui. We paid Mazraoui price. That's what we paid for Mazraoui, and that's what they're rating him. So they're saying this guy's going to be the truth. And that's what Brighton does. And you know, this is Ineos' new thing now. Ineos are getting these wonder kids from young now and just snapping them up. So boy, it does make sense that we could be in there. I'm guessing this is a Greek source. Yeah, Greek sports journalist for the Sun though. So you take it with a pinch of salt. Man said the Sun. But he appears on Sky Sports and BBC. So we'll see what happens with that, man. But that's a new gem that we're looking at. And you know our whole thing already. We've got this about Joao Gomes. Record Portugal's come out and they're saying Ruben Amorim wants to strengthen Manchester United's midfield and is thinking about Joao Gomes for January. The Brazilian Wolves midfielder appears on the list of favourites as a cheaper alternative to Belieber, Elliot Anderson, who seem to be out of financial reach of the Red Devils. The possible relegation of Wolves, Joao Gomes does not close the door to Man United, which they'll have to pay about 44 million for the Brazilian. Listen, 44 million for Joao Gomes is a deal. It's a steal in January. Now, it's always been said. Everyone said it. Andy Mitten, who is it? Andy Mitten, Ben Jacobs, Fabrizio, they all came out and said, Man United are looking at 2 midfielders. So we might get one now for this winter, January, and then we get another one at the end of the season. That's what it's looking like. So Joao Gomes makes sense to get him in January as someone for now. And then obviously at the end of the season, you go and get your Anderson, Belieber, Stiller, whoever one you want to get. So the way they try to put it as if he's the cheaper alternative, that doesn't make no sense. Because it's already been said a million times we want 2 midfielders. So they might not know that we want 2 midfielders, or they've just heard whoever. But Joao Gomes, I think he's okay. I've never watched him and thought this guy is wonderful, or he does line breaking passes, or I've watched Anderson, I've watched Anderson and Wharton. I've watched them too. I watched Belieber last season. I haven't watched Joao Gomes to give a proper, but 44 million ain't the worst. He's going to get relegated regardless, mate. He can't save them. He's only a DM. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, it's a weird one. I don't know, man. I don't know what's going to happen with this one. But it does make sense to get someone that's got a bit of speed, etc. And he can, but they're definitely gone. Let me see my man's, where is he? Joao Gomes. Let's see how his form has been. Because obviously a lot of people are saying, yeah, he's good. He wins the ball back a lot. And I've seen a few comparisons on that. But what's his form been like? Let me show you what his form's been like. But obviously at the same time, he is playing for Wolves. So you kind of got to take it with a pinch of salt as well. It's a weird one. Do you understand? Because Wolves are bad as it is. So you can't just look at that and say, all right, he's rubbish because his form, look. You know what I'm saying? It's not the best. But remember, look, he's playing for Wolves and they're losing every game. When you're losing, it's very hard for you to go out there and put a mad, do you know what I'm saying? Go out there and play mad anyway. What do you lot think about Gomes? Do you lot think Gomes is the guy that we go for in January? Do you think he changes much? Do you think then we let Mainu go? Or do you think Gomes is what we need? And if Gomes is what we need, how do we orchestrate it? Do we play Gomes and Casemiro? Or do we play Gomes with Bruno? How does it work? You lot let me know what you lot think about this one. Let's see what's going on in there now. You need to bring in Belieber. Availability is the best ability, 100%. And we've got a few players now that are available fully. Ineos model was to sign next big upcoming talents, no one above 26 years of age. Now we want hungry players who have talent but also play for the badge, 100%. And we've got players in their prime and hungry talents that are going to be good in the future. And you got to remember, if you snap up these gems from young, they get to 18, 19 and they're not it. You can still just sell them on. Look at what Man City done with Cole Palmer. Look at what Man City done with Morgan Rogers, Delap, Lavia. They had a sick academy. Who else is there? Frimpong. They've had Sancho. They've had so much people in their academy. When they get to a certain age, if it's not working, you can't get into the first team with this manager, no problem. We'll sell them on, and then what's going to happen? We're going to be able to spend 3 times that amount of money. The same thing we've done with Garnacho. So it makes sense, man. It really does make sense. Metro community, smash the likes. Appreciate that, Man United, man. Smash these likes, my peoples, man. Let's get these likes going. We have a higher chance of getting Belieber in Jan than we do Anderson in Jan, though I doubt we get both. No, I don't think any of them come in Jan. I'll be real with you. I don't think any of them come in Jan. Was imminent. He lost me after that buffer. When did he say that, though? I know he said something about the UAE. You got to watch out for it, but I don't think he said it was imminent. I don't know. Or was that ages ago? Because remember, he wasn't reliable before this summer, you know. Ben Jacobs was a fraud. Everyone was saying he's a fraud. And then this summer, he switched it up. He got some new sources. He must have dashed his phone away and got a new phone or something. Because the sources he was coming out with this summer, he was breaking newses. Do you understand? I remember he broke the Garnacho news and certain things. Ben Jacob was good during the summer, but since then he has been terrible and talking a lot of rubbish. You know what it is? He might not be talking rubbish, but he might be circulating. That's what a lot of them do. They circulate. They still got to look relevant. Instead of them just saying, bruv, I've got no new news, they will still come on the United stand and say the same thing that they said last time, but add 2 pence to it. Like Fabrizio just came out yesterday and said to us that, yeah, Belieber is still the #1 target, blah, blah, blah. And he's even more impressed now that Man United are playing well. How does that make any sense? Why would he be more impressed now that Man United are playing well when he wanted to come to us when we finished 15th? He wanted to come to us before the season started when we finished 15th. But now that we've won 3 games and gone 2 games unbeaten with 2 draws, so I know exactly what you're saying, Charlie. Look at this. This is what Fabrizio said yesterday about Belieber. So I know what you're saying. A lot of them just want to recycle things. He said, my information remains that there's several names, but Man United want Belieber since August. It's January. It's likely to be a difficult deal because Brighton insist on not selling the player. But the summer 2026 for sure, United see Carlos Baleba as a priority target. Man United still want Baleba. Baleba is still very keen on the move. United even more now since they're doing well in the Premier League. How does that make sense when he wanted to come to us when we finished 15th? We finished 15th. He wanted to come in the summer. His head was turned. But now that we've gone 5 games unbeaten, he wants us even more now. That doesn't even make sense. So this is what I'm trying to say, that they add little 1s and 2s to make it seem like it's newer. Like, look, he wants them even more now. So, like, he's just got the hint from him 2 days ago. Bro, nothing's changed. He's on our list. He's probably just spoke to a Man United source that said, yeah, Baleba still the guy. We still want him. That's it. But he's going to add a 1s and 2s to just make it seem like there's more news to it. Like, there's nothing to it. Baleba is the name we have to keep high on United's shortlist. So, Baleba is still there. Anderson's in there. Who's the other guy? Stiller, Wharton, etc. So there's all the same names, really. All the same names. We've got Indicator. This Indicator guy's come out. Look, Man United fans, stay tuned. Our news bid has been submitted from the club. So this guy is saying that we've bidded for someone. I don't know. Full details at 6 p.m. We are not allowed to release the news earlier. Like I said, when it comes to Indicator, I'm more believing when it comes to Baleba, because he broke the news. When it's anything else, it's pinch your shoulders all the time. But yeah, that's what he's saying anyway. That's what I just showed you about that. That's the young boy from Brighton. Yeah, so this is what I was saying in my title. Gomes is open to joining, bro. Of course he is. He doesn't want to get relegated, bro. It's that. Imagine what it's like over there. You're losing every single game. They haven't won one game. You want to get out of there as soon as possible, bro. Relegation fodder is crazy. I think Anderson will cost minimum 80 million. Yeah, English tax as well. I'm with you. I'm with you with that one. And if he has a good World Cup as well, it's going to be even madder. Facts, Ben Jacobs and Indicator fell off. Now they're just spew stories that will get a lot of traction. I think I think they just say the same stories over and over again. That's all it is. I think sometimes they're actually telling the truth. But instead of just saying, yeah, there's no news, man, it's exactly the same as I left it a week ago. They want to like say it a certain way to add on to something, so to make it look like it's new news when it's not. That's what I think it is. I'll be real with you. So yeah, my Ben gets paid for waffle, no money. Indicator never was it. He knowed one thing, and there's rumors he paid Ornstein cash to boost him. Last one, I cannot prove. Pinch of salt. Sal mentioned it. I think this Gomes guy. I don't think he's all that. I've watched the comp of him. Obviously, I don't watch Wolves. I only watch Wolves when we was looking at Cunha. And I didn't like pay attention to Gomes last season because I'm watching Wolves for Cunha. This season, they've got no reason for me to watch them. I might watch them when they're like playing against like one of the top 6 clubs. Like they were playing Chelsea the other day. I'm watching them, but I'm not paying attention on Gomes because we weren't linked with him then. Now that we're linked with him, I might actually watch him. Like, who they got next? Let me see who they got next. So yeah, like I might actually watch him. So let me see who they got next, and then I'll know. Like Crystal Palace, 3 o'clock kickoff. The same time Nottingham Forest is playing Liverpool, so I won't be able to watch him because there's too much games on. Brighton, Wharton, yeah, I'm not watching him. But that's what I'm trying to say. Like it needs to be a game where it's like a Monday night or a Sunday night, Wolves versus Arsenal, and it's the only game on TV I'll watch him. But from what I've seen from a comp, he looks okay. He looks like a guy that runs around. He makes the tackle. Sometimes he wins the tackle. Sometimes he don't. The one game I did watch him was when they were playing against Arsenal, and Arsenal had a red card. Who got sent off? Miles Lewis-Skelly got sent off. Arsenal had a red card. He was on a yellow card. He made a stupid tackle, and then he got sent off. And then they were playing 10 against 10. I was like, this guy's brain dead. You literally got a man on up. You're on a yellow card. Just chill. And then he went and done that. So that's the only time I proper paid attention with him. Gomes and Cunha do work well together. Okay, Ben and Beth is like torture listening to them together. Just 10 like, please like. Come on, man, smash the likes, my peoples, man. We're here every day, man. This is the Metric community. Make sure you lot are smashing the likes, peoples. Come on. Just 10 Wolves fans don't want to lose Gomes. Always a good sign. Look good on clips. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I've seen the 1-2 clips. He looks okay. Pitbull for a reason. I'll be honest, Mitch, I'd rather we don't buy any midfield outside of our top targets. For January, we should be looking at loans. Yeah, that's why I think Conor Gallagher's high up this loan team. Conor Gallagher's high on this loan thing. And obviously this is what so I've got more news. Obviously that wasn't it. There's still more news to say. And this is CC Transfer. CC Transfers gets a lot of things right, man. And he's got a Discord. So he will say on his Discord, like, let's just say today, he will say, Man United, I've spoken to, who can I say? Man United, I've spoken to Buwadi, yeah? Because look, he said Buwadi's still a target. Someone's asked, he said yes. So he will come out on his Discord today and say, Buwadi, we've just spoken to him. 10 days later, the media will say it, and then he will just bring it to Twitter and say, look, I said it on this day. That's what he does. So he always brings his evidence. And he said this, look, this is on the 5th of August, he's talking about it. United, I've watched both. I know there's interest in Gomes, but I think we won't go near him at that price because he was 60 million in the summer. Now he's 44. He's come out and said long-standing interest. If he's available in January, I wouldn't be shocked if we visit. Because obviously he knows we're interested, but the price was too mad. And then obviously this has come out from Percy, what I showed you lot. It's 100. Oh, okay. So when you click onto the actual article, it breaks into it and it says, listen, Man United and Newcastle are strongly interested in Elliot Anderson. Forest will not consider selling him in January, and his price could move above 100 million after installments. So it won't be 100 million. It will be 100 million after installments. So it could be an 80 plus 20 or something like that. That's what they're probably saying then. It won't be 100 million off rip. That's what Ben Jacobs said. That's what a few of them said. Anderson looks like the best fit right now, man. I wasn't really rating him. I thought he was flavour of the month. I thought they were just gassing him up. You know, it's an English player. They always go a bit ham, Sky Sports and that. But, bro, he actually looks like the truth. I can't lie. He actually looks like the truth. Him and Wharton will be proper. This is what I was telling you about this 1 million off the wage bill, reinvesting the savings on players capable. And it was Casemiro, Harry Maguire, Sancho, and obviously Rashford. If Barcelona get on with that buy option, then it'll be Rashford. That's 1 million off the wage bill a week. 1 week. That's 4 million a month if they're all gone. It's crazy. It's crazy. This is what Mark Oden is saying. Mark Oden's okay, but I would never go to him and say, yeah, believe this type of thing. Man United have no plans to add to their midfield options in January, with the club determined to hold out until the summer when they'll be able to pursue their top targets. But we've had talks about Gallagher, Joao Gomes. There's talks about a midfielder. There's talks about we should sign someone. So I don't know. We'll see, innit? We'll see. That's what he's saying. Obviously, I just showed you about Lavia, etc. But look at this indicator again. This geezer's talking about Conor Gallagher's agents have spoken to Manchester United. The player will be delighted if the move was to happen. Man United are keen. You see the thing with Gallagher, yeah? I wouldn't mind Gallagher coming to Man United because you know he fits the system where he's going to run around and be that extra guy. But my thing is, where does he play? Who does he play over? Because the way Casemiro's in form right now, does Casemiro get dropped for Gallagher? How does it work? Do we say Casemiro sit on the bench? We've got someone with more legs, but he can't tackle like you. And he's not an aerial threat, but Casemiro can just get us a goal out of nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't know, bro. Like, what did you take off Bruno? Does Bruno come off? So I don't understand this. Like, we want a midfielder that's not going to be the midfielder for the foreseeable. It's just going to be for now. But he's not better than the players that we got for now. So I don't really get it. What do you not think about that? Do you not think someone like Gallagher makes sense? Because we're only in one competition. Yeah, we're going to have the FA Cup from January. But come on. Gomes will be one of the midfield two. But who gets dropped, though? We need 4 top CMs to rotate to share spots, especially for in Europe. Yeah, true. I'm on about the Qatar bid. Ben said it was, yeah, it's true. But Ben Jacobs was terrible. He used to be terrible before then. Like I said, Ben Jacobs, he built his phone back up. He had a phone. That phone there that he had, it wasn't ringing properly. The people that were calling him, they were giving him the wrong info. He's getting pranked every minute. He threw the phone away, mate. And then this summer, he's got a new phone. And now his agents, he's been getting some bombers. I don't rate Romano either anyway, to be fair. He's been talking a lot of rubbish, talking about stuff about deadline there, about Sancho. Bro, you know the thing about Romano and these guys? Let me tell you something, yeah? Romano gets paid to tweet. He gets paid. That he's an influencer. Like, he has to do a lot. That's why he tweets about the same things like 20 times. So now there's nothing for him to tweet about. He's going to find the littlest things to tweet about. Do you get it? Because he gets paid to be active, and how much interactions he gets on his Instagram, his Facebook, his Twitter. Ornstein, he's got a job. He's in the office. He types up his thing and keeps it moving. One post, that's it. Fabrizio's like an influencer. So he's going to say these little things. He's going to say things in different ways. Come on. I remember when I put out Garnacho, he's going to leave Man United. And I put it all in one file. We had about 25 times that he said it. Belieber always wanted to move and still does. Exactly. It's not news. Exactly what I just said. Wants Belieber for his abilities, not his current form, the combination. Yeah, see Belieber. I'm happy with Belieber. Let me tell you about the midfield now. I'm happy us going for Belieber, but I don't think we can pay anything over 70 million, man. 75, if we're sitting there and saying, you know what, 75, and we really believe in his potential, no problem. We saw him last season, he's got it in him. But then what are we seeing now? Is it Man United's on his head and he's watching Mbumo and Ahmad dancing in the changing rooms and he's looking at the vibes and he's going, oh my God, I need to be there. We don't know. But bro, you can't be paying 100 million and you're doing that form there and you want to go, your head's turned, you want to leave. Do you know what I'm saying? Obviously, I don't think it happens in January, but 75 million, Brighton, hold that. Even that's a bit stemmed from what his form's been this season. And then I'll see you in a bit, bro. I think that's how we got to go. That's how we got to treat them. We can't be going there and spending 100 million on potential, bro. And the man's had a stinker of a season. That doesn't make no sense. 45 million for Joao Pedro. I don't know, man. I don't know about this geezer too well, man. Romano is paid by agents to push narrative. Casemiro is not the future, but yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. He's not the future. I want Casemiro to go at the end of the season. I want us to replace him properly. But I'm happy with him in now. I wasn't rating him at first. I'm like, this guy's legs, he's getting done up in the midfield. Now, bro, this guy scores out of nowhere, aerial threat. He's got that ball around the corner. He's pivotal, bro. You know what I'm saying? I have a theory that Belieber's purposely fully playing bad to lower his value. Nah, man. I don't think that's going on, man. I don't think any player will do that. Because that could backfire. Anderson's the new guy now. Anderson's the new flavour of the month now. So if they Belieber, man are like, no, you know what? We don't actually want him. Let's just go for Anderson. I think they're always going to play good, man, as much as they can. And he played good against Newcastle. And then he just had a stinker against us the next game. I have theory, Belieber is purposely going back. That's what I just saw, right? Oh, you know that Brighton will want 25. Nah, man. No 150 million, man. That's 150 million for Belieber. That's crazy. No way. 70 million max. And that's even being nice to Brighton. Brighton don't want to sell. You can tell his head's hot. Yeah, I think at the end of summertime, he's going to be with it. It's just now. I remember Cameroon ain't even in the thing. They're not even in the World Cup. Cameroon are not in the World Cup, you know. They've just messed up their chance. And Buma was vexed the other day. So we can deal with Belieber transfer. We can sort that one out clean. Don't have to wait for him to come back from the World Cup. And nah, bro. That one can be clean. To be fair, Gomes has not been good ever. He has not yet had a season. Yeah, this is what I'm saying. It's not even about the... I just don't watch him and say, yeah, he looks cold. I've never watched him and thought, this guy looks mad. Like, I've seen him run around some players sometimes, but this is what I'm saying, man. Belieber and Anderson will be the dream. I like Wharton too, but I don't think he suits Amarin's style. Wharton is not coming to United. We've got 5% to land him. He's a Liverpool fan and Real Madrid one. Yeah, I think Real Madrid are going to bag Wharton. But Real Madrid are cheap. So I don't know if they'll go and spend what they want. Be really good. He has been played out of position. I don't know about Gallagher as well, man. I don't mind Gallagher on a loan, but my thing is, he's an option to come off the bench. If we start FA Cup and come off the bench, but you're not going to come in and play over Casemiro right now, or I don't think Gallagher's winning tackles. You know what I'm trying to say? I don't think he's that guy. He's a bit rough and he's like a Mason Mount. He runs around. He's got energy, but he's not Casemiro. You're not going to be scoring headers for us. You're not going to be doing a madness. So I don't know. But obviously, it's always good to have a big squad anyway. Gallagher on loan if Jan can't buy Gomes. My thing is, I don't mind getting a loan player. We get Gomes on loan. We get Gallagher. We wouldn't get Gomes on loan anyway because they're going to say we're trying to save our season. How can we loan him to you? But Gallagher, if we get Gallagher on loan and then we, summertime, we go and get who we want to get, I'm cool with that. But I don't want to go out there and force it and buy someone that we don't want. I think that's what they're doing. That's why they didn't force it. They could have bought Gallagher for 45 million. Atletico said, no, pay the money. We're not giving you no loan. 45 million, you can buy him right now. They said, no. They don't want to buy him because they don't see him as foreseeable. Gallagher is to replace Ugarte, not Casemiro, is to cover Casemiro. I don't think Ugarte is leaving, though. I don't think Ugarte is leaving. There's talks about Ugarte being... Amarin being happy with Ugarte. So I don't know. If Mainu was at Brighton, we'd be linked 100%. Mainu's a baller, man. I don't know what's going on, bro. Mainu's a baller, but it is what it is, isn't it? Obviously, Amrin's seeing what he's seeing, and I think Mainu's there for the future. And Mainu, he said it himself. Obviously, Fabrizio came out yesterday and said it as well, that Mainu wants to go to Napoli. Mainu wants to go to Napoli, but only on a short loan. He doesn't want to go there. He doesn't want to leave Man United. He loves Man United. He's a Man United fan. Here it is right here, look. Mainu is very interested in joining Napoli on a straight loan with no buy option or obligation to buy. He wants to stay at United for the long term. So I think that's what Amrin's telling him, bro. Bruno, don't worry. These guys are going to go. Or next season, we're going to push you up there. But for now, just chill. Get your time. I'm fighting for my life right now. Bruno's got the most creative chance in the league. We need to make this work. It's working. Do you understand, Mainu? So just chill. Next season, you're going to get your time. Ahmad and Mbumo go to the World Cup. Sorry, AFCON in January, December. You're going to get time. Xerxes, you're going to get time. Chill. Don't worry. I think that's where it is. When Bruno goes, he's going to get his time. Do you know what I'm saying? I think Mainu's a Manchester United player forever. He's never going nowhere. So that's what I think they're telling him. Look at Gallagher when he played for Man United. Dude, it was a month. He was on and off, though. They used to like him sometimes. Sometimes they didn't used to like him. Chelsea fans used to hate him sometimes. I say this because remember, Man United spoke to Belieber's agent first before Brighton. I feel like United may have told Belieber that we're coming. Yeah. I know what you're saying. I just don't think he will go that far to jeopardize himself, because we could turn around and go, nah. You know what I'm trying to say? We want Anderson now. That's the guy. And then he's messed up his move. And then now he's getting linked to clubs like Tottenham. It's crazy. You know what I'm saying? 23, 24, 7 goals. Yeah, that's like Douglas Luiz, though. Douglas Luiz had a great season. Went to Juventus. He's come back. What's he doing? Still the same guy, and he's just getting injured. Which is so Ugarte and Dallo. We need kind of go for a quality option because Casemiro can't play every match. Yeah, and that's why he comes off a lot. I feel like Mainu will go out and load to get minutes. I want Mainu to go and get minutes because you got to remember, Mainu is sitting there and thinking, I was in the World and Euros final. I was next to Declan Rice in the Euros final. Now I can't even make the World Cup. I can't even make the Nations League. And you got Wharton, Anderson's come. They're the new guys. And I was them guys. I was already there with that team. How can I not be able to think? And Tuchel's trying to be fair, isn't it? He's trying to say, listen, unless you're playing, I can't bring you onto the team. So he's told Mason Mount, I can't bring you to the team because you're not playing, etc. So this is what's going on, man. It is what it is, isn't it? We'll see what happens. So let me just summarize what's going on. So Joao Gomes, there's talks about, and more talks has come out 2 hours ago from Record Portugal that he's open to joining United and will have to pay 44 million to sign him in January. He knows he's going down. He knows Wolves is going down. He's trying to get out of there as soon as possible. Cunha's at United. Yo, let me make the link and get over there. Casemiro, Brazilian, he wants to go. But is he the right guy? Is he the guy that we really need for now? It's always been said that we're going to get 2 midfielders. Ben Jacobs, Andy Mitten, a few of them have come out. So do we get someone for January and then we get someone in summer? Someone's going to be Anderson, Wharton, Belieber or Stiller. Look, Wharton's even trending. Why is he trending? Why is Wharton trending? Let's go on there and see what he's saying. Because I've been seeing some stuff about Liverpool. Why is Wharton trending? Oh, for his country. Not much age between them, blah, blah, blah. First call-up. Okay, because you had his call-up yesterday, yeah? Elliot and I keep seeing discussion of it. Definitely, they're both extremely talented. Bro, I really like Wharton, man. I really like Wharton. Yeah, and this is what else. Having it already expressed their interest in Brighton's Carlos Belieber, United also hold ongoing interest in Adam Wharton, Stuttgart's Angelo Stiller. That's for Mark Oden. And then Percy has obviously said Elliot Anderson. And obviously Belieber. So these 4, one of them's coming in the summer. 100%. And then in January, we might get someone a bit cheaper. We might get a Joao Gomes in January, and then we go and get a Wharton in the summer or Belieber or whatever. But I just can't see us getting one of them in January. Anderson's been told by Tuchel, this is what Ben Jacobs says. Anderson's been told by Tuchel, as long as you keep playing, even if you're at Nottingham Forest and you get relegated, I don't care. As long as you're playing, I will bring you to the World Cup. So he doesn't want to leave. He doesn't want to disrupt that. He comes to Man United, he's fighting for his place. Casemiro's playing 1 minute, then it's too much. Stiller, he's got a release clause at the moment where it's a 30 million or something, 40 million. euros, but they can pay 2 million and double it. So he might end up being a 60 million. They don't want to sell him right now. Wharton, they're going to be dealing with Mark Guy. Is he leaving on a free? Is he not? Is Liverpool going to come back in? He's going to have 6 months on his contract. They've lost Eze. Apparently, they're going to lose both of them in the same season. So Wharton looks like he's a summer one. And Belieber, you know Brighton don't ever rush nothing. Unless you come and you overpay, like they done for Caicedo, 115 million, I think it was in the January. That's the only time you mess up their thing, when they go get their new gem. They want to be able to wake up in the summertime. They've got their 10 gems they're going to go and get, and they get them, and there's no rush or no headache. And then they just build them up and then sell them for whatever. They don't want to sit there. You come and try put a bid in for one of their players in January, mess up their whole thing, and then they don't work like that. So Belieber, it looks like, and all of them look like summer, realistically. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with Joao Gomes, if that one there really goes through in January. I don't know. It's him or Conor Gallagher, to be honest with you. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. So that's Anderson. Obviously, there's all this talks. Newcastle, I can't see them paying. What's that? He was at Newcastle, and everyone was saying Newcastle had the best midfield in the league, yeah? And it was Joe Linton, Tonali, and Jimenez. That's the best midfield in the league. They're second only to PSG's midfield. No one knew about Anderson. He was on the bench. They never used to even play him. So if Eddie Howe didn't rate him that much that he didn't even play him, when you had a player coming off the bench to join that midfield, it was Willock. Joe Willock will come in, or maybe Longstaff and all of that. I wasn't seeing Anderson. So this is what I'm saying. I don't think they rated him over there in Newcastle, sold him to Forest for PSR for 30 million, and then bam. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy. So I don't know, man. I don't know if Newcastle will go back. And remember, Newcastle don't want to go band for band with us, with any player. They've lost already. The only thing is, he's a Newcastle fan, though. He's a Newcastle fan. He was watching them at the Carabao Cup final and crying in the stands. Literally, he's watching them. So he would probably go back there. Feel like Mainoo will go out to get minutes. Yeah, I think he should. And I would want him to. I'm playing CDM. He's not been allowed to play CDM. Simeone do not use CDMs. I can't wait for the January window. It's going to be interesting. Yeah, you know that's when I'm here 2-3 times a day properly. I'm here for you, lot. Morning, afternoon, night. I'm here proper. When the transfer window opens. I like Wharton too, but it's going to be a very difficult to remember. Liverpool won him and Real Madrid. That's why it's crazy. Real Madrid and Liverpool, mad. It's still got release clause to the club has no say. Nah, they've got an option to buy it out though. Do you understand? Still, these things weird. Like, they've got an option to buy out his clause. So they can buy out his clause for like, what is it? Look, I'll show you right. Where is it? It's gonna come out. Look. Should what's his team called again? I don't even know what his team's called, bruv. But yeah, should VFB buy out his release clause, they currently intend to demand more than 50 million euros. So right now it's 40 million. So it's about 34 million pounds. But if they can buy it out for 3 million, it's something so stupid. It's like 2-3 million or something. Soon as they buy that out, look at that. There you go. Angelo Stiller's release clause is 36.5 million next summer, but Stuttgart are able to buy it out for 4 million. So they could just say, we're going to buy it out, bro. 4 million and then double it. Now we want 60 million. They're never going to let him go for 36.5. No chance. It's not going to happen. Understand? So they basically, it's a myth. And look, Plettenberg, he's saying, look, Stuttgart. I was looking at VFB. I'm like, what team is that? So yeah, Stuttgart can buy out Angelo Stiller's release clause valid from summer 2026 at any time for 2 million euros. When finalizing the release clause, up to 40 million, depending on buying club. So they can buy it out, bro. They can buy it out. So don't even look at that price and say, yeah, anyone can come in and just think. They can buy it out. Do you understand? Newcastle has a stacked midfield. Buying Anderson will be useless. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking as well. But then again, it's like, I don't know, man. I don't know if they're really linked to him. Obviously, they like him, etc. But cool. They can buy out. Yeah. I know what you're saying. It's somewhere they can buy it out, but they just won't sell him then. Do you know what I'm saying? They got some weird clause, man. I don't know, man. It's weird, man. So he does not have a release clause. It says he does. Look, Stuttgart can buy out Angelo Stiller's release clause. So they've probably got something in the release clause that they can buy it out. So they're saying that he's got a release clause, but they can buy it out themselves. It's weird. So the release clause is that, but they can buy it out. I don't know, man. Or maybe the release clause, it starts on the 2026 summer. That's when it starts, but they can buy it out first. Yeah, look, valid from 2026 at any time for around 2 million. I don't know. It's a weird one. But that's the news, my peoples, man. You know me, I'm always here every day. Let me answer this question. Who would be your dream midfield pairing for Man United to help us win the league? Me personally, I would go with Belieber and Wharton. Someone that like Wharton that gets the ball from the back line straight to the he's finding Cunha, he's finding Dorgu, he's finding that one pass. That's what Wharton does. And Belieber is just running up and down, tackling up the place, beer energy, and he can run with the ball as well. Can't go wrong. My team will be Belieber and Wharton. I just can't see us spending 200 million on two midfielders. Maybe if Belieber gets dropped to like 70 million or 65, Wharton 75, we end up spending 150, no problem. We've done that this year with Cunha and Boom, etc. But I can't see us going out there spending 200 million. So my team will be Belieber and Wharton. That is my perfect. Anderson, I'm rating him now. I think he's cold, but I know what Wharton does and I know what Belieber does. And I'm Belieber, I'm not on this 100 million thing. If it's 65, 70 million, all day. That's what I'm on. Release clause not active until next summer. Yeah, I just saw that. Man United ain't winning no league, Jed. No one ain't said we're winning the league, but who you support anyway, Terry McDonald? What is that in there? What is that? A Prem? Is that a Prem? Is that, what are you, Liverpool support or something? But yeah, no, we don't think we're going to win the league, man. We're just humble, man. We're taking it one game at a time. You understand? But Belieber and Wharton, I could definitely see something. Stiller, I like him. I feel like that's Stiller. Look, remember, even when you look at what they're saying, that they might sell him for 50 million euros, that's about 45 million pounds or something. Do you know what I'm saying? So even that 50 million euros, 46 million pounds, that's calm. That with a Belieber, let's just say he spent 120, that's calm. But this still going to be able to do it in the Prem. Is he going to need time? Is he going to be too weak? Is he going to have to take a bit of time? Wharton is doing it now. So my thing is get Belieber and Wharton. But it is what it is, man. Smash the likes, my peoples, man. I appreciate every single one of you that's been in the chat, that's been inside. Have a great day. I'm going to do my 10-minute, 9-minute video at the end of the day with all the news. So make sure you lot are there. Love my people.
Got some celebs, pull up local. You know we up next, pull up mofos. They don't be there on repeat, they're like, oh no. Where's the mix it up, let's take a photo now. Photo now. For now, I'm local. For now, preserve the beat, I'm more loud. I said I'm more loud. I'm more loud.